Hey, Abuelo and the Nieto, number 55. Here is the Abuelo over there in New York. Is the Nieto. We talk Miami sports, and we'll be looking at the Dolphins, doing a preview of the Dolphins versus Jets. Inter Miami, well, they're doing pretty well. Number three in the East, but Busquets announces his retirement. Also, the Marlins finishing up the season. And, did they have a successful season? We're going to be talking about that. And also, of course, we have the situation with Barkov, an injury, Alexander Barkov, surgery, and we're going to miss Alexander Barkov the entire season for the Panthers. That's pretty tough for the Panthers that are looking for the third title. And this, Abuelo Andeniento, is presented by Balado Tires, 63 years established in Miami. If you're looking for tires, Balado Tires, number 55, Tyler.
That's right, 55. And as if you're a loyal listener, you know we kind of like to name our podcast episodes after a local player who wore that number. Been a good string of players in the 50s recently. And episode 55, we're going to continue with this, guys who has some real success here. Maybe made some Pro Bowl and stuff like that. So who is the number most notable 55 for the Miami Dolphins?
Mr. Joey Porter. Yes, he won a title. Definitely, a very good player. Won a title with the Steelers, four-time Pro Bowler, and he played 3 years with the Dolphins, 2007 to 2009, exhibiting that number 55.
That's right. So we got no game this weekend, but moving on to Monday, Dolphins versus Jets, two teams that have not won a game yet. So all two struggling squads. On the thing with the Jets is if they've played with almost every team they've played against. They've put up a good fight in week one. Looking at week three, they put up a pretty solid fight as well. I really don't even think they're a bad football team, if we're being honest. They're very well coached. May have gotten a little bit too ahead of themselves last week, but I'm not sure if you saw that celebration from their coach, kind of dancing on the sideline. Uh,
Yeah, he was running. He was running. I mean, unbelievable.
yeah,
He looked like 100 yard, speedster.
right.
Glenn, the coach, he was the Lions, and I think he's doing a good job initially with the Jets. The question is going to start. They have some problems offensively as far as throwing the ball is concerned. It looks like Justin Fields, the concussion, he's doing all right. I guess he's practiced a couple of days, so I think that they still need a final go medically, but I think that he'll be the starter. So he adds a little more running out of that position, even though Taylor can do it also. But I think that Miami will try to stop the run and try to make Fields, uh, go out there and try to win the game for the Jets. That's more or less, I think, the strategy regarding Dolphins. And offensively, the Dolphins have to get better, Tyler. Even though Tua threw for over 300 yards versus New England, he still has to be better. He's got to cut down on the mistakes. And you look at his number, 9.3 yards per completion. That's the lowest of his career. And his rating is pretty bad, 87.5. So those numbers have to come up. And he's got to, avoid those mistakes, especially at the end of the game. Having Darren Waller back, back, no, for the first time, I think it helps. They can, try to do some things in the middle of the field, give maybe the numbers to Waddle and of course number 10, and then see what happens, and whether they can produce more offensively. Waller, 3 or 4 years ago was one of the top tight ends in the league, but I don't know how much gas does he still have in the tank. That would be the question. Defensively, I worry most about the defense, Tyler, especially against the run. We were expecting, maybe a top 12, top 14 defense. They're not behaving like that right now, and especially against the run. So I worry at this time even more, more about the defense, whether Weaver can get that going. And if they do that and they improve offensively, I think they should be okay. They should be able to take to handle this game. It should be a tough, a tough game, but maybe 3 or 4 points the difference. I see the Dolphins getting it done.
Yeah, I agree. I think the biggest concern you mentioned defense, specifically that front seven, because the Jets do run the ball well. They have Brees Hall, they have Braylon Allen, who are kind of like a thunder and lightning combo. Braylon Allen is huge; he's like 6'3", 230. Brees Hall is a very elusive running back, catches the ball well out of the backfield too. So those are going to be, and then obviously you got to factor in the fact that Fields can run the ball possibly better than both of those two guys. So those are three guys that they're going to have to worry about on the ground. And for defensive line, hasn't been generating much penetration. Linebackers were supposed to be a strength of the team, not necessarily playing up to par. So I think this will be kind of a test or a way for at least to get back on track for the rest of the season, because it's been a rough start for them.
Definitely, we're going to be talking about the Heat. Also, they start their training camp in the next couple of days, and also, how much is it going to hurt not having Tyler Hero at the beginning of the season. Balado Tires, Tyler, 63 years established here in Miami, two locations, 27th Avenue Northwest and 16th Street. Also, Southwest 8th Street and 67th Avenue. If you're looking for tires, it is Bailado Tires, very competitive with their prices. They also have brake services. You think of tires, you think of Balado. What do we have regarding the Heat, Tyler?
Well, there's the concerns now with Tyler Hero, as we mentioned, going down with that injury, going to miss some time. I mean, now it's kind of wondering who's going to step in. I know they have Davion Mitchell, who has proven he can handle the ball well and kind of be that team's distributor. I mean, ideally Tyler Hero wouldn't be this team's primary ball handler or distributor either, but that's kind of the situation they've put themselves in. So this could also be an opportunity for another point guard to step up and show that they're capable of doing that. Maybe Mitchell takes on a more advanced role, maybe going from
Smith?
being a 25-minute guy. Yeah, that
Yeah,
that's also
Smith.
that's all. Yeah, I agree. I think that's possible. Um, so yeah, I mean, I'm not going into the season expecting anything. I don't know about you. Maybe a sneak in through the play-in eighth seed type of thing, but I'm definitely not. It's kind of a weird feeling because for the past 4 or 5 years, regardless of what you think of the team, you've entered the season thinking like they could win it. They've proven it. They go to the finals, but that was a Jimmy Butler magic, and we don't have that anymore. So it's kind of back to reality for us.
Yeah, you got to expect the best. I guess number six in the East. That's the best that you can expect. But most likely, 7, 8, 9, or 10. They were number 10 last year. I think that the accidents of Hero. It has to be made up by Powell. Powell is the great acquisition of the team. And, the 6'4" shooting guard. He's a great 3-point shooter. So that's also what Hero brings to the table. And the rest of the guys, Wiggins, Adebayo, they have to step up also offensively. This team, had 110.6 points per game. Tyler, that's number 24th in the league. They have to improve that. They have to be better offensively, and they also have to be maybe a top five, those top six defensively. 'Cause that's what they have been in the past when they have been successful, even in the Jimmy Butler years. So they didn't have maybe that great offensive firepower, but they were always in the game because of their defense. They don't have the same type of defense right now, and they lost a key guy in Highsmith also in the offseason. So the beginning of the season might be hard because Hero will not be back until the middle of November. So you have to take care of business, especially there at the beginning of the season. Tyler,
I'll,
we also
I'll add
have.
this though about
Go ahead.
interestingly enough, while the expectations aren't high for this team, I mean, you look at their roster, and if I mean, don't want to pretend, but if you were an NBA star and you're looking for one of the most viable teams to join, to contribute immediately, to be a factor, contend for a championship immediately, I mean, it's a pretty well-rounded roster. Besides the fact that they're missing a star player, I mean, you look at the front court. Adebayo, Kalel Ware, those are strong players. On the wing, you got Norman Powell, Andrew Wiggins. Those are two all-star players. Hero's an all-star. You're just missing one person, really. The bench isn't even that bad either. Obviously, you got guys like Jovic, players like that, Davion Mitchell, as we mentioned earlier. A lot of it boils down to, I guess, first of all, Mickey Harrison's, reluctance to dip into that luxury tax because that'll have to happen if they get a star, and just being willing to do so, kind of being willing to put that stubbornness aside and trading some of those pieces that they seem to be so attached to. But the core of this team is better than these past few years of teams that are making these runs. Obviously, there's the Jimmy Butler aspect, but you look at the team around him; they weren't as well rounded as this team is. So I,
Yeah,
I do think it's interesting.
yeah, they're deeper and they have more experience because some of those young guys, they have gone a different way of instead of going after free agency and try to get a whale, they have gone heavy on the draft. So they have a lot of young guys that are developing. So if those guys get it, they click. They could happen. Jovic, Hackers Jr. You have a number of guys. Even Euro can step it up. He's only like 25 years old.
Well, even those.
Adebayo. You have a lot of young guys that can get better.
Well, and you mentioned Haka's, Jovic, even Hero. I mean, those are three guys. Depending on how well they play, if you trade them for a star player, I mean, I think that this would be a solid basketball team. You know what I mean? And if they do well, then I mean, Hawkes was already a candidate in original talks. People are interested in trading for him. So, like I said, I don't want to criticize, but a lot of it kind of boils down to stubbornness. I feel like being a little too attached to these young guys.
Inter Miami, Tyler, number three in the right now in the Eastern Conference in the MLS. They're doing well. They're playing at a high level. 24 goals by Messi, 14 assists. Most likely, it's going to be the MVP of the MLS. They got Toronto coming up this Saturday away, and they got 2 games less than the rest of the competition. So they can make up a lot more ground. I see this team with a possibility of being number two or number one in the East. And they got the news now officially. Sergio Busquets will be retiring after a tremendous career, 3 Champions League titles with Barcelona, 9 La Liga titles, also a world title with Spain in 2010. So definitely a great midfielder. Sergio Busquets is saying goodbye, in this case, to Inter Miami and to soccer. Balado Tyler, 63 years, Tyler. You're like, I don't know, 19, 22. I think you're a little older, but think about it. 63 years established in the market. Okay, one of the first uh, businesses, Hispanic businesses in South Florida. 27th Avenue Northwest and 16th Street, also Southwest 8th Street and 67th Avenue. If you're looking for tires, the place is Balado Tires. They also offer brake service. Think of Balado Tires. So what else do we have right now, Tyler?
We
Oh,
got
very important, very important. My favorite segment, fantasy football.
That's right. This segment, I'm going to dig a little bit deeper. I don't even think you should start this person yet. I think that you should just kind of set aside a spot on your bench for him and let him sit there for a couple of weeks because Chicago isn't running the ball well, and Kyle Monangai is a rookie that they got from Rutgers who they're slowly starting to implement him into their offense. He had 2 weeks ago he had 7 carries. Last week he had 6 carries. He's also gotten a couple of receptions throughout these games. And as Chicago kind of continues to develop, Caleb Williams gets more comfortable in the passing game. I think that run game is going to open up. Monangai averaged his name is Kyle Monangai. Averaged 4 yards per carry 2 weeks ago. So the volume may not be incredibly high, but just the fact that he's getting carries, he's this team's second running back. I think it only takes one big game, even one big run, big chunk run possibly, for them to start, those 6 carries possibly turn to 10 to 12 carries a game. And once you start getting in the end zone with that, that's a flex player, that's a spot starter. By now a lot of these sleepers are picked up in free agency. You might be looking to make a trade. I can help you guys without that out maybe next week, maybe a couple of trade candidates. But this is somebody who kind of a low risk high reward type of person if you just kind of play the course. Hopefully, you don't need that extra spot on your bench, and if you don't, I would just let him sit there.
I see. And we had the Marlins, Tyler. The Marlins, in my opinion, had a successful season. They're going to win at least 77, depending on what they do in the weekend now with the Mets playing at home. And you know, you look at this team from last season, Tyler, only 62 wins. So definitely a major step up. They got 13 rookies on that team. That is a lot of young players. They got some talented young players. So what do? You gotta try to keep those guys around. Do the opposite of what the Marlins have done in their history. Keep those guys around. We're talking Eury Perez. We're talking Stowers. Uh, we're talking, of course, Marcy, Cabrera. There's a lot of young talent in this team. So try to give them 3 or 4 year contracts, the ones that are keepers sometime next season, and build, you know, a winning ball club. I think that if they get just 1 or 2 key players as free agents, I think that they have to make some moves in free agency. They made very few this season. So hopefully next season, you know that you're close. Make a couple of moves, maybe get a starting pitcher, maybe a third baseman, an outfielder, and I think that they're close. You know, 5, 6 more wins, and you have a shot at the playoffs. And if you have problems with your tires, the place, Balado Tires, yes, Balado Tires, 2 locations, 27th Avenue Northwest and 16th Street, and also Southwest 8th Street and 67th Avenue. Looking for tires, Balado Tires. So, what do we have, Tyler, now?
Well, now we got our I believe you have a special segment of ours
Oh,
that you got
yes,
started with
yes,
last
yes.
week. Yes.
Recognizing Hispanic, outstanding Hispanic athletes, uh, and we have
Oh,
a
just
good one, a
really
really
quick,
good one.
really
I'll
quick.
do it in Spanish, huh?
I said really quick. Just wanted to give a thank you to Joey Aguilar's mom, Lydia, who actually listened to the podcast, and she kind of gave us some thanks for that spotlight. Your son's been playing great football, but thank you for giving us a shot.
That's right, Lydia. He's doing it. So we're happy about him. We're happy a lot of, about our Hispanic athletes overall. And we have a real good one. I knew this guy. I know this guy pretty well. I interviewed him a few times. Know his father. And we're recognizing today Rafael Palmeiro, reconociendo a Rafael Palmeiro, uno de los grandes peloteros hispanos de todos los tiempos. Nació en La Habana en 1964. Habana, Cuba, llegó a Estados Unidos a la edad de solamente 7 años a Miami. Jugó en el Miami Jackson High School, donde tuvo mucho éxito, claro, aquí en Miami. Más tarde, pues juega a nivel universitario con Mississippi State. Ganó la triple corona en la Confederación del Sureste, o sea, el Southeastern Conference. Posteriormente, pues juega con 3 equipos en grandes ligas, los Cachorros de Chicago, los Orioles de Baltimore y los Rangers de Texas. Fue 4 veces miembro de equipos todos estrellas, 2 veces ganador del Silver Slugger y de por vida, de 1986 al 2005, o sea, 20 años, tuvo promedio de 288 con 569 jonrones, 3020 hits y 1834 impulsadas. La mancha en su carrera fue el ser suspendido en el 2005 por dar positivo por uso de esteroides. Palmeiro es número 13 en la historia de todos los tiempos en jonrones con 569 y número 18 en impulsadas. Sin duda, uno de los grandes, Rafael Palmeiro.
And just in case anybody forgot, where can we get the best tires in Miami?
Balado Tires, Balado Tires.
Just making sure.
Yes, yeah. Now don't go anywhere else. If you're here in Miami now, you're a guy from New York. You know, you're a big shot in New York in the Big Apple. But if you come here, definitely that if you go anywhere else, you're gonna have a major problem with me. And you don't want to have problems with the Abuelo.
No, you don't.
So hey, Miami Sports Trivia. Do I start or do you start?
Um, you can start. Go ahead.
I'll start. Well, this is not going to be an easy one. I'll be honest with you. I'll be honest with you. It's not an easy one. I might give you multiple choice or something to help you out. You tell me if you need help when I say it. Who has the longest hitting streak in Marlins history? It happened in 2002. And do you have any idea? Those are guys that get on base.
Oh,
They
I
get a
know that
lot of
one. That's an
hits.
easy one. That's an easy one. That's an
Oh, you
easy one.
got it?
Juan Pierre, no?
No, no, no.
Oh,
Juan
I don't know why I
Pierre.
thought it was Juan Pierre.
It's Miguel Cabrera. Um, it's not Dan Ogla, right? No,
No.
not Dan Ogla. I think of number one hitter,
Well,
first
Ogla,
in the lineup, gets on base a lot, steals a lot of bases.
didn't you say it was in 2002?
2002. Uh,
Right?
uh,
2002?
yes, 2002.
Luis Castillo.
There you go. Luis Castillo, 35 games. A great number. Now, extra credit, and this is an easy extra credit. Who's got the record all time for a hitting streak?
Joe DiMaggio.
There you go. 56. Number three, by the way, is Pete Rose. Pete Rose is number three. So, what do you have for me, Tyler?
A little interesting fact though, your alma mater, FIU, has the
Oh,
longest hitting
you're gonna
streak
kill
in.
me. You're gonna kill me. You're gonna
No, no,
kill
no,
me
no,
with
no,
that.
no. It was about your question. Garrett Whittles from FIU,
Gueros, yeah.
he had an insane hitting streak. I believe it was the second longest hitting streak in college baseball history. So
Yeah,
a little local nugget there. This one,
tremendous.
I think you'll get this one. Just kind of a common sense question more than anything. Which player has won the most games in a Florida Panthers jersey?
Oh, it's either the goalie or Barkov.
No, Roberto Luongo.
Oh, no, the goalie. That's
Oh
what I
yeah,
meant. The goalie. That's what I meant. It's just that the name didn't come to me.
I
So
thought you
I
meant
had a good
Rob.
idea. I had a
Yeah,
good idea. The name is what hurt me.
that's right.
But yes, that's the way I was going. I was going with Longo. That's what I said, the goalkeeper. And I'm sure that Barkov has had some success and a lot of games, but we're not going to have him this season, so that's going to be a tremendous loss for the Panthers. Tyler, we have done it again. Number 55. Well, on the net, you got to follow us and give us likes. Definitely, we're on YouTube, TikTok. TikTok now has got a new deal, so we're safe. TikTok is going to be around, and also
Can you say thank
Facebook.
you? Can you
Huh?
say thank you? Can you say thank you to Donald Trump for that?
No, no, I'm not going to say. Thank you for helping us and being with us here, supporting Abuelo and Nieto. Arrivederci. Hasta luego.